Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a random game in my Yugumo, going over the matchmaking, looking at an enemy Shokaku, and then Radar Central with Buffalo, Alaska, double Baltimore, and a Cleveland. Destroyer-wise, looking at a Fletcher, Chungmu, and a Kagero. And, well, like the title says, this is Gunboat Yugumo. And ever since the buff to the Japanese destroyer or the torpedo boat HE, I have been interested in trying this. And basically what I'm looking for is an alternative play style. Usually my builds for the torp boats are separated by either high tier or low tier, with low tier more likely giving up adrenaline rush in favor of running expert marksman. Sometimes I still run adrenaline rush anyway. High tier, it tends to be, all the same, everything from Kagero on up. Now right here, I knew that there was a high probability the CV was gonna come this way. So again, like in my other videos, take a look at my detection circle of 5.5 kilometers. Just how many ships are in there. I've got a Cleveland right on top of me. I've got a Baltimore. I've got an Iowa and North Carolina. That CV is not striking me. If you look just how fast those planes melted, it's a waste of his time trying to hit me. Now, this build, I'll post it below in the comments. I'll be honest, with the meta that we have now with the CVs, it's nuts. I am running torpedo reload, and I'm honestly doing that more for the standpoint of trying to teach you guys more about dealing with CVs through correct positioning, and how to counter the meta that we're facing by playing something that is going to be completely punished by this type of playstyle. And right here you see why you should be running smoke if you're planning on using your guns a lot. Now, I have taken the effort to remove the upgraded gunfire control system, so I don't have the full 12-kilometer range, and that helps in this instance because what was spotting me was this Kagero in ACAP. So when I kited out past this way, yeah, I got behind this island, but this Kagero could still see me. It was actually breaking 10.9 kilometers. That's what got me undetected. So I believe I hit a torp on the turpets. I popped torpedo reload, and I'm just launching again on this turpets. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to duck in behind this island. This is one of the nicer parts about this build. You really can. It's really a lot of damage output with your guns, with the double sets of torps. It can be quite punishing. Now I do make a misplay here. I'm too target fixated here. Was kind of wondering if I was actually gonna get a piece of this Alaska behind him, but I hit the border, and if you notice, that Fletcher was pushing up in here, and I'm noticing, oh shit, this guy's probably gonna be in my face in a minute. So if you look, I'm not accelerating. I'm accelerating now, but I've pretty much completed the turn. I didn't want to come off the wall full speed because that just pushes me into the Fletcher quicker. By making the turn at a slower speed, I don't go south as much, and I'm able to give a little bit more time for me to get all of my guns situated. And at this point, me being this close to the Fletcher, I'm not interested in trying to use my front guns. I'm just going to use the back guns and just focus on preserving my hit points while I just kind of chunk this guy down with shot after shot. Once I got guys further out, start juking my speed, throw them off a little more. And just like that, I'm off. And I mean, the reason why I wasn't shooting at that Fletcher, until 10.9 kilometers like I normally would, is that Alaska came around the corner. And at that point, I would be having the Tirpitz, the Fletcher, who, yes, the Fletcher's unlikely to hit me. The Tirpitz may get lucky with dispersion. But then an Alaska on top of it, and it just hit that threshold of the juice isn't worth the squeeze. We've crippled this Fletcher. We'll kill him the next time we see him. Let's just go about our business. So at this point, we've really pushed the enemy back from ACAP. I see an Yugumo that's still pushing in this direction. And just going to throw some torpedoes out there on the Yugumo. Figure he was going to kind of follow the path the Tirpitz did. That's why I led this second set of torps much further to the island rather than overlap it like I normally do. And honestly, if I would have overlapped it, it probably would have been a dove strike. But it didn't work out that way. I do land 3 torpedoes. And we've got the Fletcher up again. Now I'm slamming on the brakes here because I'm pretty sure the Fletcher has torped the Iowa and the North Carolina. So just going to stop here where he's unlikely to have torped this angle. Using my guns, try to finish off the Fletcher. And then this Tirpitz, he's low HP. There's the Fletcher torps. This is critical here. Low health targets, don't make your battleship shoot something that's only, got a couple thousand HP on it. It's your job to help clean up. And, that's just part of the territory. I see too many destroyers just kind of ignoring that low HP target, not finishing, and a lot of times it'll bite the team in the ass because, the battleship, is like, well, I'm not going to waste my a full volley on something with 2k HP. And next thing you know, the target gets undetected, he's got to repair, or you needed that kill for the points, and it gets all sorts of stupid. Now here, that was another misplay. I should have waited for the Alaska to shoot. I was just impatient, and he thumped me pretty good on that one. But here you can also see, look at this. 1500. 1500.
Powering off.
Yeah, my headset died at this point, so I'm playing the rest of the game without volume at this point. Thankfully, OBS still picked up the sound. But this every 4.5 seconds, your reload's coming up, and I'll be honest, it screws with me a little bit. the Japanese torp boats, it's not about DPM. It's about your timing, and being efficient with that time spent on the reload. I call it the dance, where basically I am avoiding shells, mitigating damage. I'm doing all sorts of things on the reload, and once the guns are just about reloaded, I bring the guns back on target, get off a nice, good, hard shot, and then do it all over again. And you know, it really does look like some sort of a dance. Now here I'm just waiting for, you know, this buffalo to get whacked, and my buffalo ends up just ramming him anyway. So the timing is a little, it's something that I've got to adjust to. Now right here, I'm taking a look at the mini-map, and I see that the Chungmu was last spotted here. If I was this Chungmu, I'm here. I'm in this choke waiting for this Iowa and North Carolina to rush me. So these are kind of asshole torps, because I'm sure it kind of freaked this Iowa out. But you know what? He needs to be bowing to this position anyway. And there's the Chungmu. That means there's torps probably coming. There's the torps. And the Iowa was caught turning out. So I know that this Chungmu is likely to still be in this smoke. He just doesn't have anywhere else to go. He needs to get BCAP. So I'm just planning on sneaking in here close. And there he is. He goes on ahead, takes a shot. I spot him. And I mean, he's got nowhere to go here. I've already got my torps off. But look at the DPM. 3,800. 2,800. And then the torp finishes him. The third volley there would have killed him. That's what I'm talking about with this DPM. Your alpha is so goddamn obnoxious that you're carving 20-25% HP off destroyers every time you get a good solid shot in on them. And that's just really fun. That's really nice to have. So when I'm talking about this build, this isn't a build that, you know, I would run like in clan battles or something like that. That's this would be a build that I would run in like ranked. Definitely the arms race mode of ranked. If they had, you know, operations or something like that at tier 9. But with this build, I would be running smoke, even though the torpedo reload, with this build, I find more interesting. It's just, it is what it is. I just think that for most people, you're going to get more mileage out of the smoke. You'll damn sure be able to stretch the guns out more. I mean, this game I didn't get to use the guns too often outside of beating the hell out of a Fletcher and a Chungmu. And, you know, that's just what these guns are for, pretty much. So this is just taking a little bit of time. My North Carolina's firing HE at a Baltimore and a Cleveland. I don't know why. So fast forwarded a little bit. They finally kill those two cruisers. It's just the enemy CV left. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, it's twofold. You know, I'm trying to get people to stop panicking over, you know, playing in against CVs and that kind of thing. I've played destroyers for years in competitive against the best CVs that NA, EU, and even a couple times the Russian server had available. And it's you can solve a lot of your problems just by your position. And you know, I try to come up with, you know, tricks that you guys can do it, or how to do it on the fly. Um, so this was a nice game, like 123k, 3 kills. It's the damage on the destroyers that's doing that. I didn't really do anything outrageously spectacular. Um, but I mean, you look at the damage received from the Fletcher, the Chungmu, and compare that to, you know, the damage output that I had back into them, and you can see, you know, just how efficient those guns are. And I mean, this was actually my only, my second game with Gunboat Chungmu. I mean, the one I had before was, you know, that was a ranked game that I did, and I didn't really use my guns all that much that game. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. Hope you're having a good night, and I will talk to you later.